Hello, hello. Welcome to the stream. Give me just a moment to get started. What was it? Yeah, I actually need to just put on my chat. Disconnected from chat. Okay, I am back now. Um, are you there, Mr. Cobalt? Hello. Or was this goodbye? Just goodbye. Okay, got my coffee. Everything is here. Let me prepare my stream. Okay, so perhaps I can begin. This is not going to be a very long stream. I'm going to go for 2 hours. 2 hours. That's going to be the length of the stream, basically. So, okay, let me actually begin. Hello, everyone. This is the 30th stream of the Space Station game. Nice round number. Anniversary. Okay, no, not an anniversary. That's a bad word. Anyway. So yeah, on my last stream, I made connections work. You can connect, you have consumers, you have sources of power, and depending on the total load, they will be, the power will be consumed, and also I've added batteries. So batteries can store a charge, and depending if there is like a positive gain in the whole network, they will be charged, and if it's negative, then they will be depleting. So yes, let me show you what I have. Well, this is actually what I have right now. Is everything okay? Yeah, I think the audio is fine. The system is, oh, I can actually resize this. Yeah, so basically you can you have switches here that can manipulate different things. There is 4 switches. These connect to batteries. These are batteries, but they're empty right now, so they're showing nothing. And these 2 are consumers. So when you connect, okay, let me disconnect this. When you connect this one becomes live, and the batteries now get charged. So the batteries are charging, and now they're completely charged. So this is like the infinite power source, right? So it is the total power is positive now, and it is charging. So if I disconnect this, now these batteries can use this power to support the consumers, and the batteries are being depleted. And so when they deplete completely, yeah, the power is lost. So there's no more power. But of course, you can also connect the power source directly. And if there is enough delta consumption, your batteries are going to be charged if there's extra charge. Well, charge is a bad word. I call it... Actually, I mean, it is a proper word. It's just that I use charge for like the amount of energy in the battery, right? So if there is more, the words are weird because I'm not really recreating the same principle as in real life, but it's kind of a simplified electrics system. So yeah, what is the I was trying to think of yesterday, what is the opposite of consumption? Gain. I can say gain. If the energy gain is more than the entire system, then they will charge the batteries. So if I interrupt the infinite power source that I have here, then the batteries are going to get depleted. And one cool thing is that if you interrupt one battery, then the other battery will be used, but it will get interrupted. It will be depleted faster, right? So you can isolate batteries and everything. So this is the system that I have. And one thing with this system is that right now I have this cool connections thing, which can work with, and I'm thinking to maybe abstract this. No ground. Yeah, no ground. It's just, this is, it's not really a circuit simulator. But yeah, well, this is the funny thing, because like, what is ground in space? Because this is a space. I'm doing this for the space station simulator. Like, but yeah, actually, it's a good thing that you mentioned ground, because they do actually have ground even on the space station. I was actually reading about this the other day, and the thing is that they actually use the entire station as the ground. Basically, they just they use the exterior hull of the station as the ground. They just like have a contact into the outer hull, right? Because it's all metal, so it has large enough resistance to act as a ground, right? Which is interesting. Okay. Anyway, yes, but this doesn't have any ground. This is just a simplified kind of a circuit, not really a circuit, but just connections. And I was thinking, I'm actually going to have other things. Will you implement the diode? Yeah, it is. In this system, it is kind of difficult to implement the diode, actually, because everything is interconnected. I have islands. I could, to have a diode, I could actually have two connections that are bridged by, they're actually isolated. And one side transfers the power to the other. Maybe there could be a node that can transfer from one side to the other to like kind of recreate the diode effect. So essentially you could have two isolated islands, two isolated networks, but you have a thing that can actually bridge a charge from one side to the other. Yeah, that would be interesting to implement, but yeah, it is a little bit more difficult in this kind of a system. I was also thinking about how would you implement transformers, because transformers I can't wait to build my 4-bit memory when this is finished though. Oh yeah. The thing is, what there could be this is maybe what I might do later, is to add voltage to the networks. So basically you might have devices that use different voltages, right? There could be, this consumer uses like I don't know, some high voltage, and this consumer over here uses low voltage. So you need to be careful about what network you put them on, right? You don't want to pass a high voltage to a low voltage. It's going to blow up. And there could be different like generations, maybe solar panels are collecting power and they have like DC, and you want to convert to AC or something like that. I don't know. Or is it the other way around? And I was thinking, maybe I can, maybe I can do the same way as I was talking about diode. So basically you have an object, a node, that is, you have completely disconnected networks, but a node that will transfer the power from one to the other. So it kind of acts as a power source and a consumer on one side and a power source on the other side, something like that. Yeah. And that's how I could implement transformers. Yeah, but I'm thinking, look, I have this connection thing, right, going on. Well, not talking about electronics. I'm talking about generalized connections, right? I'm talking about things that connect to each other and form a network, right? For example, I am definitely going to have pressure vessels, right? And what's a pressure vessel? Then just connections, right? You're connecting one module to the other, and there is a hatch in between, and the hatch can be closed, to isolate the two pressure vessels. And I'm thinking, I'm actually going to reuse the same code for connecting and disconnecting. Absolutely, right? For both for electrics and for pressure vessels. There could be other things. There could be fuel lines, fuel transfer. You could dock a spacecraft and then you can transfer fuel or something like that. So I'm thinking now, maybe I should abstract the connection logic completely so that I can just reuse the code. And yeah, so for today's stream, this is what I'm going to try to do today. I'm going to turn the connections into interface. So it's going to be iConnectable. Well, this is what I just thought off the top of my mind. Maybe that's not going to work. We'll see. If I turn this into an interface, I can then reuse the code for all the connections. And then I'm going to have a connection network that is going to use a specific iConnectable. And making plugs work with electrics. Yes, this is going to be, yeah, this of course, so that it can work with, physical, moving the plugs around and connecting them. And then at the end, if I have any time, because I'm already running, it's not going to be a long stream, as I said, CRT, and make the CRT use power now, and perhaps video connections. Yeah, video connections are another thing, because there could be like a line out of a computer and you can plug into a line in on the CRT, right? And those are things are also connectable, right? So you have these connectables that use different things. Okay, so right now this is how the code works. I can shut this down. Oh, and I don't actually have. Did Godot just crash or something? I'm not sure. Maybe it did. Or maybe I shut it down intentionally. I don't remember. Anyway, so yeah, right now this is how it looks like. I have an electrical node. I have an electrical node, which is a node 3D. And this electrical node has connections which are in a which is a array. Oh yeah, this is one of the things that I actually had a problem with the other day. The problem is that Godot cannot serialize anything apart from the array, so no other connections are available. You can't collections, not connections. So you can't have a list, and that is why I had a problem with other things, like connecting, and I have to resize the array and stuff. Such a pain in the rear side. And the thing is that I'm thinking about converting this into like initial connections, and then just have a list. So I'm thinking right now, is it better to use an interface like iConnectable, or should I just use a separate node and then use composition? This is what I'm thinking about. Maybe it should be, use composition instead with separate nodes. But I have a feeling like it would be complicated to do. Okay, let me try to just add an iConnectable here. Okay, let me make a new. Okay, I'm gonna put it in electrics, although it is not really the thing. Okay, iConnectable. Is it connectable or connectable? Connectable, right? It should be with A. Is it going to make an interface for me, by the way? Yeah, it does. It does make an interface. And why is it using this? Let's not do that. Okay, I'm just gonna use Godot. Well, I can, yeah. Let's use Godot. Using Godot, or maybe I won't need to use the Godot. I will see. C plus C# convention. Can't you just initialize the list from the array on the start? Yeah, this is exactly what I want to turn into. So instead of using, well, the reason why I kept using arrays, right? The reason why I kept using arrays is because I can debug it in inspector, of course, right? When I'm running it, I can click on the hierarchy and I can see, okay, is it connected to this or not? But actually, you're correct. Yeah, I should. I mean, this is what I am already planning, like just turning into basically making this array into like initial connections and then turn it into connections as a list. Yeah. So let's see if I try to use interfaces. C# convention. Yeah, I know it's a convention because if you try to do like without I, it's going to complain. It's going to be like, hey, naming rule violation, you know? And the funny thing is, you can even do like, whatever. What's the word that starts an I? I item, right? Something like this. And it's going to be like, oh, wait. Naming rule violation. It needs to, yeah, item needs to begin with uppercase. So it not only prevents you from having from not having I on the beginning, but the first letter should be I. Should be capital as well. So you need to use the I item or something like that. It's funny. Okay, yeah. I connectable. Is it connectable or connectable? Connectable or connectable? Connectable. Yeah, refers. The first, oh, it actually does have a thing. The first is standard in both American English and British English. It's much more common than the second. Okay, so yeah, it is actually a thing. Connectable is a thing. It's just, oh, there's an astronaut hanging around in space. I was looking at some references. Okay. And people sometimes bring this convention to other OOP language. Yeah, I know. Sometimes I do as well. Because, well, C# is like my first language basically, because I started programming with Unity, and you know, it's like a lot of same things I bring into other, like in C++, the like method names are usually, they're expected to be lowercase, but I just prefer uppercase first letter for because of C#. So yeah, anyway, and actually a lot of people also use method names or function names are like capitalized in C++, because they're used to C# and just making it different than the other variables. Do you plan to minimize the circuitry code's dependence to Godot? Yeah, I could actually do that. But I don't know. It's going to be slightly different. It's going to be slightly difficult. That's what I want to say. Because I'm still going to reference positions from nodes and stuff. I could try to make it. I don't know. I don't really want to think about it right now. Yeah, but I'll say. Okay, yeah. Well, I can actually remove using Godot. Okay, so what is the connectable going to have? Well, it's definitely going to have a connect to, right? I am going to connect to other. Well, first off, let's do a list. Oh, there it is. Of iConnectables. That is what is going to be like connections. And it should be capitalized because it's going to be a getter. Connections. Yeah, let's go with this. And we are going to connect to, and I can actually implement the same thing, right? And I can say connect to iConnectable. Let's say trying to connect self. That works for each connection's length, right? Connections. That's going to be connections. Already connected. Count, no longer length. And then I resized these arrays. So yeah, no, I'm not going to resize the arrays. Instead, I'm going to I'm going to connections add node, and node connections add this, right? Yeah, that's basically what I was doing with array. Okay, and then I'm gonna have connected. Oh, well, I don't have names. Unfortunately, I don't have names here. Connected. So let's for now do this. Okay, and I am going to need to have some kind of a manager here, right? Should a connectable have a type, like a generic type? It is very interesting to hear your thoughts process. How long have you been coding? Well, it's been more than 10 years now, maybe 11 years. That's true. But you could abstract your own vector too. Yeah, I could. I could abstract my, well, vector 3, yeah, in my case. Yeah, I could have like position and, you know, put a like a vector 3 position or something, and then yeah, use it as a getter. But yeah, let's for now do this. So that works, and we're also going to disconnect from, and this is going to be iConnectable. I say this node return, right? So that you can't disconnect from self. And oh yeah, remove. This is I had to have this hack because of the electrical node, right? So yeah. Oh, by the way, here I'm converting into a list to be able to remove, and then I convert back to array. It's super ugly, super ugly. Okay, so instead of this, I'm just gonna say connections remove node. I do probably have to check. No, I'm not gonna check. I'm just gonna do it dumb. Connections remove this, right? And we're gonna have the manager is gonna have to rebuild as well. But how do we pass in a manager here? Am I going to have an interface? Connection manager, something like that. And then what I can do here is, oh yeah, I need to have something. Connection manager is gonna be manager, and I can get it like this. And disconnect from, what I can do is I can call the manager, and I can say rebuild public. Oh, it doesn't need to have public, right? The interface is public. So this is assumed to be public, I think, if I remember correctly. Okay, so this is going to be void rebuild, something like this. And then we can do a connection manager. No, manager dot rebuild. Yeah, there you go. And yeah, by the way, I am able to implement these things by default. There's like default implementations for interfaces. That wasn't possible in older versions of C#. This is something that I really like. The reason why I used a lot of abstract classes is just because you know, interfaces couldn't implement things by default. But now you can really shorten the code a lot by implementing a default. And if you need to implement a specific one, you can just override this. Okay, so we have this rebuild. Okay, what else can we move? Well, we can move validation as well. We can validate that. What validation is I can I can check if validation. Yeah, I need to check if the two nodes are cross-referencing, right? So connection that basically in each of the connections I need to check if the connections contains, right? And this is not even the link thing anymore. Okay, electric validation failed, connections of not mutual. Well, the problem is that I don't have a name here. Maybe I can grab a name. String name. How is this going to work for objects, I wonder? Okay, yeah, maybe I can do like this. Okay, let's then do this as well. Connect to. Okay, and anything else that I can do? Process, that's going to be custom. Well, the thing is that this is my debug, so maybe debugging should also be abstracted. I almost abstracted everything. Get connection tree. Oh yeah, right. I can actually do this as well with a hash set. So get connection tree is what I basically walk through the entire tree, and then I fill up this hash set, the set of nodes, right? So yeah, let's see. The set of connectable here. Connectable. Add this for each connections that contains. Yeah, pass in a new one. So basically, this is walking through. It's a recursive function. It is very interesting to hear your thought process. Oh yeah. Not really experienced with C#, but for any class that implements iConnectable, it will have implemented the attribute too. Yeah, basically it's this will be the right. If you don't implement connect to yourself, it is going to use this as the default for anything that. So yeah, basically what the default implementation does is that you're not required to implement it for every connection. You could do something similar if you had some kind of an external function, right? I could have like somewhere else in some static class. I could do like a static class connectable impl or something like that. And then you can put like a static connect to, right? And then, connect to. And then when I implement my thing, I can just call that like connectable impl dot connect to or whatever, you know. That is how I actually used to do default implementations, but it's actually nice that C# provides you with the newer versions. And by the way, I remember that I read somewhere somebody from Edgar Allan Pog. Hey, I finally catch the stream live. I've been watching a lot of the VODs on YouTube. Oh, thank you. But I saw this message, but I forgot to react. Can just stream live. Yeah. Anyway. Yeah, because I often stream late. I know late in the night. I should probably not do that. Yeah, I'll try to not stream tonight, but go to sleep early. Strange to me that interfaces can have data. Well, they don't have data. These are methods. These are getters. Getters are actually methods. So it's not a data, you know. This is not what is the problem here? Declare types in names. Yeah, this is annoying. Declare types in namespaces. I don't want to. And why is this using XML link? Probably I accidentally used something. Okay, so yeah, iConnection Manager. Yeah, let's try to convert. Let me do this. Okay, iConnectable initial. Let's do. Oh, I do have some. I moved the list up. iConnectable initial abstraction. Let's call it abstraction. Okay, so yeah, now that we have that, we can convert the electrical node to use iConnectable, right? And if I do that, it's going to complain, whoops, things are not implemented. So now I can just use autocomplete and say implement interface. And there it is. We have gotten these three getters. These are not fields. That makes much more sense. Yeah. Oh shit, you're right. Haha, all good, just enjoying. I'm not, I'm reading everything upside down. Yeah, thank you for watching, Edgar Allan Pog. Nice name, by the way. Oh shit, you're right. I think you want to make the function final. Also, you can also initialize the connections field on the interface. Initialize the connections field. Can you initialize connections field? I don't think so. Wait, you can do this? No, you can't. No. Instance properties in interface cannot have initializer. It cannot, because this is just a getter. This is not a thing. So you cannot have an initializer because the interface doesn't contain any data. It only contains getters, setters, or methods. I mean, getters and setters are functions as well. Not sure. Yeah. So I am going to need to do it here, right? I can do basically what I'm going to have to do is I'm going to have some kind of a connections list, right? Well, can I actually, yeah, in this case, I can implement it here. Like this, right? So I can initialize it so that I can, this is now acts as an auto property, basically. Well, I can set it as well. And yeah, it doesn't complain. So yeah, I can do, yeah, this is now an auto property. So what I can do is in start, where is the start? Start, I don't have start. Oh, it's called ready, right? I keep forgetting. I can convert my connections is connections to list, right? Oh, this is a link. Aha, it says problem contains element from the input seed, creates a list from an IEnumerable. Yes, because this is an electrical node, and this is connections. This is a list of iConnectable. Okay, how can I actually make it? Is there a way to make it as iConnectable? Can you cast to a list of iConnectable? Is that possible somehow? Okay. C# casting collection to different to base type. That would make an interface able to have data. Yeah, if you would be able to initialize, then convert list to list base class. I mean, of course I can loop through. I can just create a new one, but maybe there is a iterate all the items. Yeah, of course I can do that, but maybe there is a shortcut. Convert all. Okay. So in link there is convert all. I wonder how slow this is. I'm not a big fan of link. Yeah. I'm just gonna do this. I'm just gonna create a new list. Connections is new list, but here it is. I can actually Can you pass, say, connections to it? I doubt. I doubt. That's... Wait a minute. This works. So I can pass... Oh! This just works. Hopefully, right? Because this is gonna convert... I think. I see. To list. Another option. Weird that they don't suggest just creating a new list. Okay, so I guess this just works. We will see. Okay, and the manager is going to be my manager, which is... Okay, let's do Electrics manager. Let's turn it into connection manager. Okay, and we already have... No, we don't have an update. Do we have... Oh, we do have a rebuild. So there it is. Okay, so this manager is going to be the... What's the name of it? Oh, I do have an instance here, which sets itself on enter tree. Okay, so it's going to be electrics manager dot instance. Name is going to be the name. Can I just not have this? Is it going to inherit? No, it's not. Okay, I guess I have to do this explicitly. String name. Oh! The type of name is actually string name, the name of the node. This name is unique among the siblings. It's not a string, it's a string name type. Strange. What is a string name type? String name. Something. Let's Google it. Let's go to definition. Convert all isn't a link method. Okay, well, I got it to work. Godot string name. Okay, it is some kind of a different type. It has, I guess it's I guess it's a thing inside, it's an engine thing. Dispose, string name, native value. Yeah, I'm pretty sure that it gets down to the C++ depth to get the unmanaged string, something like that. Okay, so I'm just gonna do that, I guess, and I can collapse these. And yeah, when it comes to overriding connection tree, right? Get connection tree. I can remove this. Okay, let's see if this is gonna work. I can remove this. I can remove connect to. I can remove disconnect from. Everything, and I can remove validate connections. Boom. Okay, everything is now removed. Let's see, process only exists because this is drawing. Let's call this draw gizmos or something like this, so that I can put it in a separate method, just to be a little bit more clear what's happening here. That process is only drawing. I'm not doing any setting right here. No, it is simply drawing gizmos. You know, sometimes I wish C# had const. But that doesn't exist. That doesn't exist. So that like I can guarantee that this function is not going to change the class. Anyways, 3 a.m. here. Good night. Good luck on today's tasks. Have a nice day. Yeah, thank you. Yeah, and you have a good night. Is the first one actually link? Link select. Link magic. Yeah, everybody's like link, and then it turns out that there's just a basic okay thing that is like, yeah, just okay. What is going on here? Validate connections. Oh, what? The electrical node does not contain definitions for validate connections and no accessible extension method. Validate connections. Did I change the name of it or something? Validate connections. No, it's there, but it shouldn't be public. It's probably by default. Was that the problem? No. Okay, interesting. Interesting. Validate connections. How come it doesn't have validate connections? And it doesn't have connection tree? Am I hiding something here? Electrical node, right? That's the electrical node. It is iConnectable. Why can't I reference it? That is strange. Validate connections. It doesn't exist. Okay. What's going on here? iConnectable. I hope there's not another iConnectable clashing with this one. Disconnect from, right? Connect. It does exist. Wait, do I have validate something? No. Connect. No, it's not connect. It's connect to. And it's missing. Okay, interesting. What is going on here? Public interface. Do I need to override explicitly? Wait, what? I can't override. Okay, maybe I'm getting something wrong about default implementations. Maybe I need to turn it into an interface. Like, maybe I need to do it like this, as iConnectable. Okay, yeah, I need to make it an interface to be able to... Interesting. Okay. So you need to specify link is grid if not for all the garbage. Yes, I mean, look, there are some very good functions in link, like ordering functions and stuff like that. You can just pass a lambda into order to, and it will use this, it will sort things or selecting, and yeah, it's great, but it always returns a new collection, right? So you always have this like connections, creating connections, and you can string 5 of them easily, and suddenly you have, your game is dies. But yeah, it is okay. It is okay for some things. Not, but mostly for games, not. Okay, so it's interesting that I need to reference it like this. It doesn't have a default implementation. But why can't I override the connect to? Which is interesting. Overrides. Maybe I need to say iConnectable. No. Interesting. So you can't even override this. Okay, C# default interface implementation. Default interface methods. Modifiers. Explicit implementation. Okay. You need to do it like this. So yeah, it's not an override. It's not an override. It's actually iConnectable dot what is it? You need to set a void. There it is. iConnectable. Void iConnectable dot, there it is, connect to. Okay, so this is how you can do it. So now you can specify the, yeah, okay, that makes sense. But then this means that I can connect to, oh, I can't connect to. Ah, okay, you always need to turn it into an iConnectable, I guess. It always needs to be a, so this will call the specified function, right? If I call it, let's see, connect to, node as iConnectable, connect to, let's do null. Is it actually going to take me to a connectable? No, it actually takes me to the original. Interesting. Yeah, this doesn't exist. But yeah, you can still implement them specifically. Okay, anyway, let's not do that. So yeah, I need to turn it into, I need to call them as iConnectable, like this. As iConnectable get connection tree. And I need to pass, oh, the set, the set needs to be iConnectable, right? Set of iConnectables. And then I'm gonna add a, yeah, right. Yeah, let's actually keep an iConnectable list here. Hash set of iConnectable. Yeah, maybe this can also be abstracted, because we are definitely going to have hash sets. Oh, and now everything is broken, because I need to turn it into the electrical node. I wonder if I can specify, if iConnection manager. Maybe I can specify the type. Yeah, what do I have here? I have rebuild is going to get the connection tree. Yeah, these are all things that I can actually implement by default. This is all things I can implement by default, right? Because find nodes of type. Find nodes of type. Yeah. I can do a get all nodes or something. Maybe I can specify the type instead of keeping an iConnectable. If I specify the type here, and then I say where T is iConnectable, right? Something like this. Ah, but then I need to have a specific one. Yeah, this actually, then I need to have a T here. It needs to propagate. Yeah. Should I keep all in the interfaces, or should I propagate the type? That is the question. Maybe I shouldn't. Maybe I shouldn't have a specified type. But we'll see. Okay, so I can actually move my set into here. Well, this is not going to be read-only because it's not a field. This is going to be a get, and we're going to have a set list. And then I can move the validate all connections, obviously. That is going to work just fine, because I can do, oh yeah, all nodes. I can get a list of all nodes as well. List of iConnectable, all nodes. And this can be a get as well. All nodes, yeah, I can loop through all the nodes to get them. Oh, and now I don't need to do this anymore. Whoops. Let's simplify in a necessary cast. And what I could do is I can remove this one. Does it actually tell me, oh, you already have this? Member does not access instance data and can be marked as static. Oh, this can be marked as static. Can you do static? Oh no, it does actually. Wait a minute. How come this one is not using any instance data when it's using nodes? That's strange. Is this a bug in Visual Studio? Does not access instance member data and can be marked as static. It definitely accesses instance data with nodes. Oh, nodes is static. Okay, it's not a bug. Yeah, that makes sense. Okay, anyway. Yeah, we can remove this. And now we have validate data, no? Validate all connections. Okay, and then what else? Can I rebuild as well? Let's try. Let's try having a rebuild. But I'm not gonna find types. I'm not gonna find. I'm just gonna do a set list. I'm gonna clear the set list. For each node in all nodes. Contains false. I'm gonna go set list. Contains node. Not contains. iConnectable. What is this? Yeah, I can actually simplify this now as well. Remove unnecessary cast. Set list. Add new set. And finally, I'm gonna have some kind of a on rebuild or something, right? On rebuild. On after rebuild. Something like that, which I can call here. And what's the problem here? Already defines a member called rebuild. Oh yeah, of course. There it is. Okay, so now I can actually remove this one. And instead I'm gonna do on, what is it? Implement interface. All nodes. Yeah, I need to get all nodes. It's gonna be a... It's gonna be a get set. We're gonna turn it into a property, into an auto property. A set list is gonna be, I'm just gonna get a set list for now. Set list, this one. Or maybe I can just turn it into, okay, well, let's see. Validate. Let's see. Sorry for that. Just a tiny break. Let's see what's going on here. Rebuild, right? What was the name of that? On after rebuild. Yeah, let's go with public void on. It needs to be public on after rebuild. And on after rebuild, I'm gonna call update power state. There it is, and I can actually remove the whole thing because we already have rebuild, and validate all connections. Ready. I can do, I need to convert to iConnection manager, right? Like this. Yeah, this is weird, but yeah, that's what you do. Okay, so we can rebuild and log. That's also going to be this as iConnections manager. That's rebuild. And this is going to be a node power source. Right, it doesn't have a power source, but I need to cast it into an as I connectable. It would have been easier if I actually made everything into not interfaces but generic. Probably. Oh, not as I connectable, but as electric node. Electrical node. Can you actually add an as here? No, that doesn't work. That would be actually quite useful. For each statement cannot operate in variables. Does not contain a public instance or extension. Get enumerator. It would be cool if this was possible. To just automatically convert. Can you do like is I connection is electrical node? No, that also doesn't make any sense. Yeah, so I'm just gonna do it like this. Let's do enode is node as electrical node, and I'm gonna just to add enode. Okay, and then here as well we have enode is node as electrical node, enode is battery, enode charge, add enode. Okay, and finally we have the same here, same thing here, enode powered, and finally we're gonna have enode update. On after rebuild, not implemented exception, I am already implementing it up there. So there we go, we have converted it into an iConnectable. No, there's something wrong here. Electrics manager. Okay, I can just do manager rebuild now. Oh, it already works. Why did I not remove this one? Okay. iConnectable. Okay, there it is. Maybe I should just put it in a not K namespace or something. Because this is pretty... The names iConnectable are kind of possible to leak outside. So I'm just going to do this, and I'm going to have a using Notke. Yeah, it's using already. And this thing is not... No, wait, electrical node. It is not using Notke. There it is. All right. That's it, hopefully. So these connections are now initial connections, right? So, yeah, I only connect... Yeah, let me just add a comment. These are only initial connections. These are the actual connections. iConnectable name converts to string. All right, so I don't know if is there anything else that I need to convert. I switch, right? This one is using, it's not using. What about electric light? It is using a node. Power state notifier. Yeah. Okay, let's try to build this. Let's try to build this. Build. Is this going to completely change everything? Now it's going to say fail to build. Let's see if the battery gets destroyed. if all the nodes get destroyed or not. Failed to build. There it is. As expected. Man, that took forever to build. To just tell me you can't. Connect to a node accessible in which one? What is that? Where? In switch. The switch. The switch. I did not check the switch. There it is. Okay. Enode connect to. This needs to be as connectable. You know what? Maybe I can. Can I just redirect it in electrical node? I can do like this. Connect to. And then I'm gonna do a node. I connect to connectable. Too bad I need to do this, but oh yeah, there it is. I forgot to add a node. Yeah, it is possible to do this. So yeah, I can just redirect like this. It would be great to actually be able pull members up to base type. Interesting. Connectable. It would be great if it was possible to actually add this kind of an alias. And this is going to be disconnect. Right? Disconnect from. Okay, so now it won't complain. There it is. What are the other ones? Is it only a single one? Connect to in switch, and then I have switch, and then I have test connections. Test connections. Okay, let's see test connections. What does it say? Connect to. It was the same problem. And this should not exist. Okay, let's try building now. You can try for each what I need. Node and set. Oh! You think that's gonna work? Oh, shit, I have Discord on. Okay, well, that was my Discord on there. Totally forgot about it. Switch. What was it? You said that you can use an... Instead of var, I could use a... Where is it? Where was that? That was in the manager, right? Yeah, here. Can I do just... I can use electrical node. Oh, it actually works. That's it's funny that I assumed that you can do this as electrical node, but I didn't think of putting it before. Okay, so this totally works. Okay, well, I can then revert the process because I've added it everywhere. Let's see. Electrics manager. Can I revert this? Wait, what do I need to revert? I can revert this. Okay, does it actually work? It did compile correctly, right? It did. And it still shows like it works. Okay. Yeah, let me discard this. Let's discard this. Let's also discard this one. And we're gonna discard this one. And discard this one, right? And that's it. Let's see. Yes to all. Okay, so there it is. There's a problem. I'm just gonna convert it into electrical node. There it is. It actually works. This is what I could have done. Wait. Why doesn't it show that there's a problem here? Oh, it is because the batteries are electrical node already. Yeah, this and this, right? That's all. That's all. No, there's something that I fucked up here. Okay. There it is. Update power state. Okay, let's try to rebuild again. Thanks for that, by the way, Disma T. Yeah, I just didn't assume that you can put a type before. Okay. Oh, it didn't compile yet. So, let's check if this even works. Ta-da-da-da, moment of truth. Maybe it doesn't, maybe it does. Aha, it already has a bug. Connect doesn't work. No, I think it has become... Something has happened. iConnectable. Object reference not set to an object, obviously. iConnection manager rebuild. Null reference exception. Okay. What is it? iConnectable 27. Okay, let's figure out what's going on. Stop it. iConnectable 27, right? 27 says for each all nodes. Okay, so I'm not doing all nodes. I forgot to take the all nodes somehow. Connection manager. Okay, let's see. Electrics manager. All nodes, get set. Yeah, I didn't initialize these. I completely forgot about it. All nodes is gonna be a list. Oh yeah. It's actually my nodes. Electrical nodes. Where do I actually fetch? Ah, yes. I've completely forgotten to fetch them. Yeah, let's try this. Yeah, I can actually retire nodes probably. Probably because I don't need them anymore. Am I using nodes? Where am I using nodes? I'm using them here and never again. Okay. So yeah, I can actually fully retire the nodes and instead use exclusively the set list. All nodes is... So yeah, I need to find this, find nodes of type. Electrical node. This is going to be a list, right? A list of T. Find nodes of type. Is it actually going to work? No, it's not going to work because this needs to inherit a type. And this needs to be nodes. Okay. Yeah, I am going to actually... Whoops. Sorry about that. Yeah, I'm not going to initialize here. So this is what I'm going to do. I'm going to make a new list. List of electrical nodes. And then I'm going to find all nodes. I'm going to fill it up. Does it actually implement? I can completely remove that. Yeah, use of unassigned variable. I do need to create a list, but now I'm gonna do all nodes, find nodes of type, by the way. Get children. Okay, yes. It goes through all the children. All nodes is, well, yeah, it's new list. A new list that takes all nodes. Yeah, there it is. So yeah, basically I connect all the electrical nodes and then I turn them into the iConnectable. Well, unfortunately, we have this double, we do create two lists here. But, you know, this is gonna happen only on the beginning, so, you know, we can live with that. We can live with that. Okay, let's see again if this works. Okay, starting up. Debugger, does it say any errors? Errors, there are errors again. Validate connections failed. Connections not mutual. eNode does not reference E1. eNodes. Okay, I think that this looks like all the references are there. eNode 1 does not. eNode 1. Which one? Does not reference E1. That is strange because E1 is here. E1 is here. eNode 1 does not reference E1. What the fuck? Because there should be nothing connecting to this. Okay, it definitely doesn't work. Okay, cool. My abstraction is completely failed. I think there's something wrong. Okay, you know what? Yeah, this is definitely terrible. This is definitely not working. Let's see what's going on here. Electrics node. Electrical node. So I do have a list, right, of connections. And I create a list out of this in ready. Yes, that's the problem. The problem is it's in ready. Okay. I think I need to do that on tree because it's going to happen before. Override tree because my validation also happens at the same time. Let's try that. My validation in the electrics manager happens actually in the ready. So it's definitely a sequence problem. Let's try this. Okay, let me clear up the debugger. Just in case. Okay, no bugs. No bugs. Let's see if it works. Something is something is failing here. Whoops, I think there is a infinite loop somewhere since it completely fails once I click on a switch. Well, at least there's no bugs. It does get into an infinite loop, so there's gotta be something wrong with finding connections. All right. It does have. It did find the islands correctly, which is good. Set 5, power source enode 2. Okay, that's here. Battery enode 1. It's over there. Yeah, so it does work, right? But it does, once I try a switch, it gets into an infinite loop. So there's something wrong here. There's something wrong there. So when I connect to, right? When I connect to the node, trying to connect to self, already connected. Connections add, node connections add. What am I doing? Rebuild. Manager rebuild. Maybe there's something wrong here. Set list clear. Node in all nodes. Contains set. I am clearing the set list. I have a feeling I am forgetting something. So in the end, this is how much code I've saved. That's not so much. I've only saved like 100 lines of code with this. Yeah, but it should become easier later when I implement other stuff. Hopefully. Thinking about what am I missing here? Definitely something happening in the connect 2 here. In the manager, when I do rebuild and log, right? This is where the logging happens. And logging is somewhere. Where is logging? Log. There it is. This is using the wrong set list. You know what? Let's not use this at all. Yeah. Let's instead make this into a get set. This is going to be a new. And then instead of this, I need to get a set list. Yeah, instead of having weird copies. Actually, it's not even a copy. It's just a redirecting to the other thing. Yeah, well, this doesn't actually change anything. But strangely, it's strange that it gets into like an infinite loop. What does it say here? Add explicit cast. Oh, look at that. Look at that. Add explicit cast. set.cast electrical node. Cast the elements to the specified type. It returns an enumerable out that contains each element of the source sequence. But is this actually returns you a copy of the set, right? This doesn't convert in line. It's a weird suggestion. Okay, let's turn this into a set list. And there we go. I wonder if this actually works. So where does it fail? What's the problem, right? I'm trying to connect here with the switch. So, and for some reason, yeah, when you click on the switch, I say, let's look through it, right? I click on the switch, it toggles. Toggles calls set states, propagates, stick rotation, call on, there's nothing to call on. If there are enodes, electrical node, okay, connect to. This could even be iConnectable instead. Yeah, there's something wrong here. Wait, does this even work? Can you actually write it like this? Am I trying to return something to the void? I hope this is correct way to write it, like, right? Use block body. Yeah. Yeah, I think this is probably correct, right? I didn't even know you can do a void like this. Right, I doubt this is the problem. I doubt this is the problem, but let's just for the sake of as iConnectable, it is iConnectable. Connect to, right? Connect to. Let's do like a GD print or something. Connecting. Let's just see if this gets called at all. Nothing happened. Nothing happened. Didn't get called. Or did it get called? Okay, I'm waiting for the Godot to unfreeze. Okay, click. Okay. Nothing happened, right? That is really strange. What the fuck is going on here? How come there is like an infinite loop or whatever? Electrical nodes. I hope this is not one of those some Godot peculiarity which just doesn't work. Let's see if this gets called. This async So does it get cold? Not even this gets cold. What the fuck is going on? This is really, really strange. So when I click on it, maybe that's because, yeah. Does the GD print, does it actually not work in a thread? Maybe not. What's going on here? This async method, okay. Distance constraint, I don't care about that. Roulette rope, I don't care. Interaction switch. This async method calls lacks a wait and will run synchronously. Consider using the await operator. Why is it using... this is not an async. Nothing here is async. Oh! Why did I even make it async? That is strange. Okay, but anyway, I don't think this is the problem. This can't be the problem. Something else is wrong. I hope so. I hope so. I mean, I didn't actually change this the switch. Yeah, that's used to work as well in the same way, even with async. Okay, so something else is wrong. Something else is really wrong. And I can't figure out what. Okay, is it because I am creating stuff? Okay, let's try to output the connections. Electrical nodes. Electrical nodes. Let's output connections. Enter tree, right? GD print. Oh yeah, let's do it for each con in connections. Is it possible that this fails? Fails to cast? Okay. Yeah, there it is. Connected to E2 is E1. Connected to E1 is E2. Connected to E1 is E-light. Yeah, so the connections are not the problem. Something else is the problem. I have no idea. I have no idea what could it be, because it doesn't have any errors. It's just like, yeah, the switch is just broken. Will it at least output this? Please. Connect to. Let me check one more time. What does connect to do? Connect to, connecting to. This node do nothing if connection count, if it contains. Oh yeah, by the way, this can now be contains. If connections contains node, throw already connected. Add this, right? I didn't change anything here. Connections add node, node connections add this. It's a list. It's a list. Connected name and manager rebuild. Okay, let's not run manager rebuild. Maybe the rebuild is the problem. Nope. It's not the manager that is the problem. It's something else. It's something before the manager, I think. And it doesn't really print anything, so. Yeah, great. Does Godot even... Could it be possible that Godot doesn't even support the interface, the default interface or something? I don't know, that it fails there. Let's say Godot. You know, that's quite likely. Default interface. Supernodes. Godot script bypassing the limitations of default. Okay, this one says something about default. This is some supernodes. Source generator for Godot. Yeah. This is not gonna really give me anything. Yeah, but I'm already using. What the hell is going on? Okay. Update stick rotation. How do I even check this now? I don't even know how do I debug. Is it possible to start to debug it? With an output type of class library cannot be started directly. To the solution and references set the blah 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 blah. Deploy remote debug. Yeah, there's got to be something. No, this is about debugging from the site and not debugging the scripts. Yeah. I'm not sure what is going on here, but this might be some kind of Godot bug. No? I don't know. enode connect to. Okay, let's try to do just directly enode as iConnectable connect to. I doubt that's going to do anything. Yeah, and I have to leave in like 15 minutes, so. So connect. And it's broken. Okay. You know what? I can't believe that everything I think about, like, oh, you know how it would be cool to abstract this, and then in Godot it simply doesn't work. And I have no idea how to even debug this. Great. Does it actually work? Does this actually work? That's the question. Okay. Rebuild and log. Obviously this works because I'm rebuilding and logging. And I'm validating connections. So obviously this works. Why does connecting not work? Connecting to. Trying to connect to self. I wish I could actually delay this somehow so that it doesn't get into infinite loop. Can I delay this somehow without propagating async? Even that is hard. I wish there was a coroutine like in Unity where you can just create a coroutine and not have to worry about async. Okay, let's actually remove this completely. So to see that if this is the okay, well, yeah. So now I'm just gonna start removing every frame code, and that's how I'm gonna solve this. Okay, so this works. Click. It doesn't work. I thought you could debug C# when using VS Code. Can you not with Visual Studio? Well, I have no idea. So obviously this is not the problem. Okay, what's the problem then? You know what? You know what? Let me just submit this. Submit this. I mean commit this. Okay. Almost working, but infinite loop. But infinite loop. Okay. So it's not, the problem is not here. Let's remove this. Switch calls connect to, right? Let's kill this. Is there something else that is happening here? Update stick rotation. Let's see. How did this just break? I don't understand. Okay, it's working. Click. It is working. Okay. So the problem is here. Here is the problem. For some reason, it looks like your casting doesn't work or something. C# Basics Visual Studio Code. Okay, well, looks like it does work. Is the eNode 2 not... There's something absolutely wrong with this casting. For sure, because connect to... This doesn't fail. Okay, there's definitely a bug somewhere here, right? Let's try to just do eNode 1 as iConnectable. Connect to eNode 2. Let's just do this. Feels bad, man. Specifically shows how to set up debugging. Okay, I'm not gonna spend time setting up debugging right now, but look okay. It works and okay, and there it is. Yeah, I just misclicked, but yeah, there is some kind of a bug. It looks like casting is wrong. Okay, so casting into, maybe this cast doesn't work because connect to accepts an iConnectable. Can I explicitly cast it? No, I can't even explicitly cast it. Okay, let's see. What? Oh yeah, it doesn't. It even tells me like, yeah, it's. You don't have to do this. What the fuck? What the fuck is going on here? Okay. What if I do this? The one con connect to eNode 2, right? So here's the thing: connect to does nothing actually. It does nothing, absolutely nothing. It's an empty, because I just removed every. But the thing is that it's a default implementation on iConnectable. Is it possible that the default implementations don't work? But the thing is that I'm already using default implementations on other stuff like iConnection Manager. Here I'm using this rebuild, which just works fine. So why doesn't it work here? Maybe because this eNode is a node. Let's see if this works. So I did convert it outside. That is so strange. Feels bad, man. Yeah. I'm every day I'm on the edge of abandoning Godot, because every time I think this is gonna be easy, it just turns into complete overcomplication. Okay, not even this works. What the fuck? It's like this method doesn't even exist. Let's do this. Okay, is it gonna work now? If I do con, I suck at typing. Okay, this is the game. Click. And it doesn't work. What the fuck? What the fuck is going on here? Why doesn't this work? I'm already using rebuild and everything. So basically, I just wasted 2 hours of development time, because this doesn't work in Godot, I guess. But why? I don't get it. I don't get it at all. I don't get it at all. What the fuck? This method just doesn't exist. It seems like something which is like it's trying to point into the method, but the method doesn't exist. That's how it feels to me. Okay, what if I try to implement it? What if I try to implement it in my electrical node? Okay, I'm just gonna write it like this, and then I'm gonna say gdprint works. Something like this. I'm gonna hide this one. So I'm calling. Yeah, the problem is that which version am I calling now, right? Am I calling the built-in or the one that I override? Not the built-in, but I mean the interface. Okay. Looks like it's working. Works, yes. I am calling the interface one. So yeah, absolutely. This is some kind of a problem with using default implementations. Great. Great. Oh, I just have an idea. Okay, let's try this. Let's try this. What happens now? Is this related? What are you expecting Connect to do? To connect to other links. Oh, what does it say now? Transient parent. What? Wait. And no accessible extension method connect to accepting a first argument of type electrical node could be found. But why? What? Ah, it's something else. It's something else is firing. Where is it? iConnectable. Test connections. Yeah, it's this one. Let's just remove that for now. Okay, let me click on the Godot issues. Can't cast variant to interface. No. I don't think so. I think variant is a different thing. Variant is like is their own type that can can be anything. Okay, so this works. I see. I think it is confused when I try to implement the same thing. This is the problem. This must be the problem. So basically, if I try to implement the same thing as the interface, That's where it gets confused. So this exists in the electrical node, but it also exists in the interface. Yeah, let's see, connecting to from default interface default method. Let's just check. Called from electrical node. Something like this. Okay, so let me test one more time. So I don't know what exactly the problem is there. Is it a C# related or is it Godot related? Yeah. Switching works fine. There it is, connecting to from interface default. So default interface method do work. But if I try to call it from inside, then it gets confused. That's probably the problem. Right? Because it's like, okay, which one should I call? Should I call the base? I'm pretty sure this is a this is a Godot error and not a C# error. Oh, how does it work now? What? Called from electrical node. Okay, I'm completely confused. Why does this work now? So it must be to do something with the way of calling like this. Is that the case? Like if I'm trying to connect. If I call it. Okay. So you might be correct that it's related to this. 65,000 issues. Great. Wait a minute. Why does it work now? What the fuck? Did it work? I didn't even click on it. I didn't even click on it. I think I missed it. Okay. There's the switch. There's the switch. Click. 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 It works. Okay, what the fuck? Why didn't it work previously? And now it works. There's something really strange going on here. Okay. And I have no idea what the problem is. This is some kind of a eigenbug, right? It just happens once and it doesn't happen anymore. I'm completely confused. Okay. I don't know. I'm just gonna do this, I guess. For safety. Can I just not have these wrappers? Maybe it's for the better. Let's just delete this one. I'm gonna keep this one for testing. So yeah, let's just do the the implementation ones. Okay. Maybe the casting here fails as well, but no, it didn't fail there. Okay. This is incredibly this is the most frustrating thing, right? If there is a bug which you have no idea what caused it. Maybe it's some kind of a C# compilation cache or whatever. I don't know. There it is. It now works. What the fuck? What the actual fuck? And I can even do this now. No, I can't. Okay, I need to turn it into a connection because... Yeah. This is a small price to pay. On power changed. Yeah, let's unhide the eye connectable. This one. Okay, let's see if wrong key. Let's see if this works. And then I have to go. Amazing, feels amazing, man. Feels amazing, man. Yeah. Oh. I just wasted an hour of my life, right? Well, at least not 2 hours. Okay, well, connections don't work. So that's great. Connected eNode 1 and eNode 2. Well, obviously I didn't. Ah, you know why? Because I'm in process, I'm not showing it. Process, right? For each node in connections, this should be capital connections. If connections is null, return. Ah, oh my god. Pfft. Okay, I need to change here according to the... Depending on whether I'm in... shit. How do I do this tool? Godot. Running code in the editor. There is some kind of an if in editor. If running in editor. Learned, not wasted. I don't know what I learned. I just learned that there's a there's a random bug you can encounter, right? That gets into some kind of an infinite loop, and that's it. Is editor hint. Engine is editor hint. Okay. So I need to because I have like both those static. Okay, let's call it cons. Oh shit, I can't even do this. You know what? I'm just gonna convert if editor, if how do you call it? What's it again? Engine is editor hint. If it's editor hint, I'm gonna convert to connections all the time. Convert to connectable to connectable list, something like this. Well, it will never be null. Fuck. Do I create every frame? No, this is what I'm gonna do. This will work, yes. If connections is null, I'm gonna create a new with connections. Enter tree. I'm gonna convert to connectable list, right? Well, and here is what I'm gonna do. I'm gonna convert to connectable list here if in editor. Okay. Convert to connectable. Oh, and now I don't have a position anymore. Fucking shit. Okay, okay, well, I guess I need it for debugging. But no, I can actually convert it back into a node. Yeah, that's the thing. I can convert it back into a node. Connections. Yes, this is going to be connections. Node connections contains this. Yeah. And then I'm going to be for each node Yeah, this is an unsafe cast because it's from an interface to a node. But yeah, this is hopefully going to be a node. I mean, it has to be a node. So I'm going to do a node 3D global position instead. Okay, hopefully this is going to work. But this is going to be a bit heavy because I need to create... It's going to create every frame. Hopefully this works. Okay, and then I have to go because I'm already... It's something. Well, I don't know. If I was working in Unity, I would have wasted 1 hour. I would have wasted time on other stuff, right? Okay, well, it seems to work. It seems to work. Okay, let's see. Let's see if this is correct. And now if it fails, I'm just gonna shoot myself. Okay, there it is. It works. Perfect. Oh my god. I'm so happy. Okay, it's exactly as it was, except we have wasted 2 hours, more than 2 hours. And, you know, but now hopefully I should, you know, yeah, just so that I can reuse a little bit of code. So that I can reuse 100 lines of code. This is the only thing that is the benefit. Great, amazing. And I also figured out that Godot is fucking unreliable. That's what I learned today with C#, with converting interfaces, and there's some weirdness going on. Okay, anyway, good thing that it works. So now I would have to like test if this works with other connectables as well. So maybe on the next stream I'm gonna make a little pressure simulator or something like that, where I'm gonna connect the nodes, or fluid simulator or something like that. Anyway, thanks for being on the stream. So basically, what did I do? connectable extraction. This is it. This is all I did, and I was planning to do these 3 things. Yeah, great. That's gonna be for the next stream. Maybe after I come back. I don't know. But no, I would really love to go to sleep early. So maybe not. Oh, sorry. Drop the microphone traditionally. Okay, yeah. Thanks for being here. Thanks for joining. See you next time. Yeah, that finishes the 30th stream. Thanks for helping me, by the way, about the casting into a type in the for each and stuff. See ya.